Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I will be breaking open and assembling the 88 FLAK 37 for Germany in bolt action by Warlord Games. Alright, let's get her open. There are 8 gas mask heads that are separate. They are not part of this. I am just going to add them to whatever's in here. You can buy little packs of these guys separately. Okay, we've got the assembly and painting guide, as well as the little excerpt about the 88 or 8.8 centimeter FLAK 37. So the assembly guide, which also has the decal application guide, which is always nice, since we're going to go through that. Ooh, the Africa Corps painting guide is on the back. There. And we've got the German Army painting guide, or the Africa Corps painting guide. Handy. Here looks like we've just got an excerpt of other things that you can get. Yep, and Italy. Put you aside for now. We've got our 5. Ooh. Morella and Ariana. Hello, Ariana and Morella. Helping us get our stuff together. Looks like we got. Thank you. Itty bitty decals. Itty bitty transfer sheet. And the stats for the 88 FLAK 37, a team of 7 men. You can add a spotter for 10 points. Special rules are gun shield, team weapon, fixed. Well, yeah, it's fixed. FLAK and versatile. This weapon can also be fired as a medium howitzer. Weapons: 1 super heavy anti-tank gun on a rotating platform. Range is 84 inches. Shots 1, penetration +7, and special HE 3 inches. Optional 1 medium howitzer on a rotating platform. Cool. 60 inches or 30 inches to 72 inches. 1 fire, penetration +7, special HE 3 inches or howitzer. And the gun, including its 7-man crew, is at inexperience, so early war, 128 points, regular at 60 points, and veteran at 192 points. And of course you can play it in early, mid, or late war. Okay. Here is our crew, packed by Ariana. Metal. Okay, I thought I was going to put on these heads, but if they are all already attached, I guess I won't be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's no need to. I mean, I definitely like that idea, but I don't like it enough to saw off the original heads. So when you're working with these metal, make certain you give them a nice bath and a little toothbrush scrub to get off any of the material that I can even kind of feel on there. There's our 7-man crew, all in one piece, so that'll be straightforward to paint. And assemble, easy peasy. I stick them to the base. I was a little expecting a bit more work. Cool. I guess we will just be assembling this guy today. Alright, we've got our stuff. Since I assume I'm going to be using all of this, no need to really go over the sprues. You're gonna see it all in action right now. I just need to grab my clippers. I've got my 3 hobby assembly tools. This guy, my clippers, my hobby knife, and my plastic glue, or liquid cement, because this is plastic. And if I really need it, I also have my plastic putty in case there's anything that doesn't fit very well. First off, 22-hour fun. Oh, there's a little bit of a mold line there. Yes, alright, well, we'll just grab that as we're going. While I'm assembling, let's have a look at what the 88 FLAK 37 was all about in the war. Originally developed as an anti-aircraft weapon, the 88, as it became known by Allied troops, and Oct or Auto by their German counterparts, had a high muzzle velocity to allow it to reach the higher ranges modern bombers were capable of at the time. This would make it an exceptionally deadly anti-tank weapon, as many Allied tank crews would learn to their peril. The 88 could also be deployed as a conventional artillery piece. As one infantryman noted, the 88 was anti-everything. Capable of firing in extremes while still attached to its wheeled carriages, although with limited traverse or elevation, the 88 could be fully deployed onto its cruciform firing platform and ready to fire in around 2.5 minutes. Many 88s were fitted with a large gun shield, although there were examples of this being dispensed with. Being such a large and heavy weapon, it could only be towed by larger prime movers such as the SD-KFC 7 half-track. The 88 saw service during the Spanish Civil War as well as on all fronts in which the Germans fought during World War II. Capable of penetrating armor plate up to 108 mm thick at ranges of up to 1,100 yards, the 88's fearsome reputation grew immensely during its service in the Western Desert, where it was one of the very few weapons capable of dealing with the British Matilda II infantry tanks. A similar scenario unfolded on the Eastern Front as the 88 was among the rare weapons able to tackle the new Soviet T-34 and KV tanks. Is it a coincidence that Melody has a KV-1 tank and I have an 88 FLAK 37? Absolutely. I mean, what army doesn't have KV-1 tanks, and what army of Germans don't have 88s, right? Complete coincidence. The FLAK 37 was the final production iteration of the 88, being almost identical to the FLAK 36, bar the updated instruments allowing for a greater level of autonomy in fire control. That was the excerpt from the FLAK Assembly and Painting Guide. And let's see, beyond that, well, we know that it was one of the most recognized guns. That's why if you are going to build a German army, well, you've got to know about your 88. I mean, why wouldn't you use it too? It's much cheaper than a Tiger tank, but it has the same gun. Yeah, like 2 of them for the price of 1 Tiger tank. That's a lot of firepower. Here you see that I removed the piece that I'm currently adding all the fiddly bits to. I found that to be better rather than, I mean, it suggests that you attach it to the gun, but this is much easier. And you need to push those things on, and it's easier if you have it separate. Also, I probably should have used tweezers at this point. It would make it easier for you to do so if you did. Everything did fit well together. There wasn't any sort of warping that didn't allow the pieces to go. Every now and then a little bit of flashing needed to be cut off to fit the piece, but it wasn't difficult to do. Yeah, it's all basically push fit. I don't recall there being anything that really you couldn't see exactly where it had to go. So the assembly guide and the actual design of how they wanted you to assemble it was well done. So I love the 88 and will probably be fitting it into most every army that I can. you know, that's feasible, unless of course I'm doing a historically accurate one for the time in question. But what do you guys think of the 88? And if you were going to choose something over the 88, what would it be? What is your favorite gun or artillery piece? I would like to know in the comments below. So I'm getting a fair army now. I've got enough to play a few small games. I've got Stug 3 in waiting to be opened, and I've got some German pioneers to be opened as well. I am especially, I don't know what it is, but I do like the little Goliath, and I noted it's in the German pioneers box. Now I have seen the effect that the Japanese kamikaze anti-tank guys can do. I am curious what the game will be like for that itty bitty tiny Goliath. You want to glue the little Y pieces to the shield before you attach it to the gun. It just makes it a lot easier to handle. I wouldn't do it the other way. I tried the other way, quite difficult, but if you have those two Y pieces attached to the shield before you attach it to the gun, it will make your life easier. After testing out the plastic putty on one model for its gluing power, I decided to glue each of the models down with plastic putty rather than super glue, since it works just as well. I also tested the one who was sitting down on the seat on the 88 itself, and found that the little tiny seat made fully of plastic was just not strong enough to support the weight of the metal model. So I added plastic putty all around the join and the what was supposed to be the metal bar of the seat to reinforce it. And when it dried, it was strong enough to hold up the metal model. That was a test of patience. But it's done now, and I probably won't have to do, well, if I do another one, which might be the case, if I do make another 88, I am much more prepared for what I have to deal with. I'd say put on some soothing music or a video in the background and get to work. Definitely an accurate representation of an 88 at this scale. They didn't miss out on any of the details. It is a very detailed model. You can, as I showed, you can spin it around. You can also do this. I mean, on mine, it bends the plastic in places, so I don't think I'm gonna do it. But hey, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I can't really suggest you trying to moving it upward, but hey, it moves back and forth, around and around just fine. And I actually have it so that I can take it off still if I want to, you know, for transport if I need it to be transported that way. Definitely funner to put a tank together, definitely easier to put a tank together. You are going to want a pair of tweezers. My fingers are smaller than the average one. I could get away with it, but yeah, I needed to go rely on my tweezers for a bunch of things. It makes it just easier, so acquire some tweezers. Modeling tweezers are a great thing to have anyway, even when you're adding little tufts of grass to your base. Maybe not this guy, but for the men. The men are all, you know, the detail between the plastic and the metal is present, but this guy is only about an inch tall. You can see what he's doing. You can see all of his stuff. There's a couple things that you might need to just file off, but barely anything at all on any of them. They're all really just as is, which is a very nice relief after building that gun. Maybe that's why they gave you it. It's like, well, once they're done the gun, they don't want to do anything more, so let's just give them fully made men. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, liked and subscribe if you did. I hope you're doing all right out there, such as it is. I will catch you later in the next one. Bye!